Welcome to the Christian Blogger Podcast, and I'm your Christian blogger from somewhere deep inside the Pacific Northwest. I'd like to talk about the drifting of left-centric political adherents to a new mental illness, which I will diagnose in these next few minutes. The root cause of our societal problems is TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and is presented by the following symptomology: a belief in the Russian conspiracy theory against President Trump, a strong belief that President Trump is the cause of every problem in America, and other things that we are well versed in by this time. But from that stems a new mental illness I like to describe, where these people have a strong belief in the mission that BLM seeks to help Black people and is not a Marxist ideology. That's what they believe. A false belief system that our last presidential election was totally accurate. Covering up crimes associated with Antifa and groups such as BLM. They are obsessed with the idea of defunding the police. This results in opposition to and hating democracy and the U.S. and our form of government. They are guilty of covering up crimes by certain identified segments of society based on color of skin. They desire open borders and want to tear down the wall at the border. They suffer from gender plurality, gender drift, gender confusion, gender instability, and they have gender identity issues. They impose equity about everything on everything. This mental illness is characterized by episodes of COVID fear, obsessed with indoctrinating children with critical race theory, obsession with beliefs of climate change. This list is not all inclusive. There may be other symptoms of the delusional, irrational, hypocritical, fraudulent, the cons, hoaxes, and tricks not mentioned here. Behaviors presented by these persons are characterized by violence and other crimes such as setting fires to buildings and cars, blocking traffic and surrounding cars with threats of violence, assaulting police and citizens with objects thrown at them with the intention of harm or death. Accusations of wild conspiracy theories posed by the left whenever confronted by center-right with facts-based arguments, or accusations of racism, white supremacy, or other names meant to intimidate or silence their victims. These behaviors, attitudes, and beliefs culminate in the latest mentally abnormal syndrome. I'd like to call this climate change derangement syndrome. Climate change derangement syndrome, or CCDS. CCDS imposes another new stain on our country's form of government, liberties, and on our being the leader of the free world. These people are plagued with these ideas of tearing down the U.S. and our form of government. There is no known treatment and no known cure. Here are a few of the radical level 4 victims of CCDS. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee imposing his anti-science, COVID fear-mongering, climate change stance on all residents of Washington State. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who is an obsessional anti-police and anti-white violence sympathizer. California Governor Gavin Newsom, another delusional climate change leader, believing he is solving the homeless crisis in California. And New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, another COVID fear-mongering, obsessional anti-police and BLM sympathizer. These are dangerous people in our country today who joined the Biden crime family, Barack Obama and his three-letter intelligence agencies and the DOJ under his control needing to be provided treatment for their serious level 4 CCDS mental illnesses. I believe treatment would be a complete brain transplant, but we haven't come that far yet in science. Perhaps, though, a Dr. Ben Carson could help develop a surgery to do this type of transplantation. We could hook them up to a hive brain where repeated messages are transmitted to their brains to retrain their thinking as we wait for treatments to be developed. I would hope this takes a long time. Ha. We should authorize emergency commitments to mental health units, 150 them, pink slip them, or pick up, and hold them for observation on 72-hour involuntary holds. This would take them off our streets as dangerous criminals, extract these people from society because their form of mental illness is spreading, as seen through the media's messaging that spreads through large populations of viewers throughout the world. Just how contagious this form of mental illness is being studied, but the media are large spreaders of this type of propaganda and keep spreading these contagious delusions and irrational mental states. CCDS renders these people incapable of making rational decisions. They do not know the sex of their children themselves and have approved children taking hormones to try and change their chromosomes so that they switch from male to female, or vice versa. But even in failing this, they continue to do so and keep trying. It is scary, folks. They deny the realities of their destructive behaviors, such as harming children in an attempt to change their identities from male to female or vice versa. But this cannot be done. Only God can create male and female, and He did so as found in the text of Genesis in the Bible. At some point, these people could be mandated by a mental health court to attend 12-step recovery meetings and enter into in-house recovery for 1 year. They could be ordered to do community service, such as pick up garbage on the side of highways as part of their rehabilitation, or feed the homeless in homeless shelters. Until there is any remorse exhibited by these patients and real actions on their part to help mitigate the damage they have done and make a real difference in repairing their destruction to society they have caused, they should be told that by failing rehab, they will be shipped to South America, Russia, North Korea, Iran, or even China, and their citizenship of the U.S. would be permanently revoked. Unless something is done to stop the spread of CCDS, it will metastasize and continue to infect the world. This has been the Christian blogger from somewhere deep inside the Pacific Northwest. Until next time, God bless.